Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you an optimization, how to optimize CLAIR OBSCUR. It's a very good game, but still it is not very well. It is very well optimized for modern hardware, but it's not very well optimized for lower end hardware like mine. So let me just reduce it a bit. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm currently using DLSS on balanced, and everything else is on low settings. And in low settings I'm getting 30 FPS, everything on low. So without recording I was getting around 40 FPS, so 7 FPS is getting wrecked in recording. So for this there are some settings I would like you to enable. Like for anti-aliasing you can use medium in a system like mine because I have 4 GB of VRAM, not more than that. So for anti-aliasing you can use medium, and if you have a higher end hardware you can use high. Shadows is something that consumes a lot of VRAM and it impacts the FPS quite a lot. And there is quite a difference in medium to high, but there is little to no difference in ultra or the epic setting in this. So for a system like mine I will suggest you to use at least medium, not low, because low looks kinda bad. And if you have more performance to spare, you can use high settings. And global illumination controls the lumen and the SSAO quality, ambient occlusion, everything. So for on low, most of the lumen etc gets kinda bumped down, and it looks quite a bit hazy, I would say. So here, since I am on a weak system, I will use high settings, because there is little to no difference in performance between medium to high, like 2 or 3 FPS at max, but I can handle that. So if you are struggling even on high, so I would suggest you to use medium but not low, if you are like somewhere on a 1650 or an older graphic card. So here I would suggest you to use high settings. Reflections, as you can understand by the name, it controls all the kind of reflections on reflective surfaces like water, streets, etc. But the usage of this is kind of different. Like it will feel subtle in some places, and there will be little to no performance difference on any of the settings. But in some areas the reflection quality will actually matter a lot, and the performance difference will be there. So here I would suggest you to go medium and not high, because high consumes around 4 to 5 FPS. So for that I will suggest you to use medium. Post process, this basically controls the many of these settings as well, like film grain, chromatic aberration, and vignette. So here I would suggest you to use low, because from medium settings depth of field gets enabled, and I don't like depth of field. So here I will suggest you to use low settings. Texture, okay, now on texture, if you have somewhere like 8 GB of VRAM, you can use the epic settings, because this game is quite well optimized in using VRAM, and there is little to no VRAM spillage, like it barely uses your system RAM as VRAM. But still, to stay on the safe side, I will use medium settings in texture. You can use high if you can use high if you see, if you think your system can handle a bit more, you can use high, there is no issue in that. But just to stay on the safe side, I will use medium settings. Now visual effects can, as you can see, it affects the dynamic lightings and particle systems. Now here it controls, like low looks bad, but from medium to high there is little to no visual difference. Like this controls some more things like the lining of roofs and etc, and a few more things. And there is little to no difference between medium and high or epic, but there is a quite a performance difference in medium to high and epic. So here I would suggest you to use medium settings. Don't lose you, low kind of washes out some of the details. Foliage, it controls the grass density and the grass quality and the vegetation basically. So here on low there will be, like if you have a system such as mine or a bit lower than that, I will suggest you to use low or medium. On high, it actually affects the FPS when in areas where there are a lot of grass or foliage. So if you have a bit of more FPS to spare, you can use high, otherwise use medium. I will use high for the time being. Now shading is a subtle effect, but there is a performance difference. So here, like, this basically controls some indirect lighting, but there like, while playing the game you won't feel any difference between low shading to high shading, but there is a performance difference for about 7 to 8 FPS most from low to high. So here I will suggest you using low, but if you are not sure, you can use medium. So these are my current settings without further optimization. So let's just apply it. It will take a few seconds to get applied. So as you can see, I've lost around what, 4 FPS at max, 4 to 5 FPS, but the game looks better than low. As you can see, I was getting around 30 FPS, 29 to 30 FPS. Now I'm getting around 24 to 26 FPS most of the time with recording. Without recording, I will get around somewhere like 30, 31 FPS. But to make it more playable, there are some external mods which I can use to make the game more optimized. I will just show you now. Just let me close it. So this is the mod I was talking about. This you can find on Nexus mods, and this is Optimized Tweaks COE33 by, I think it is, I have made a video on his mods before. Yeah, this is VynnGfx, VynnGfx. So there are two files in this which you can download. This is if you like depth of field, you can use this one. If you don't like depth of field and you want to completely remove it, so you can use this one, Optimized Tweaks without depth of field. And then there is the boosted version. This is for graphic cards. Like, you can see what graphic card these are for. What are these, the graphic cards for which you can use this one. So I have downloaded them both. So as you can see, I have downloaded them and extracted them as well. So I will use the first one first, then I will show you the second mod. This is not the boosted one, this is the base one. So I have to copy it, then go to the folder, go to your install folder of CLAIR OBSCUR, then go to Sandfall, then content, packs. You have to create a folder named mods with this sign. Now paste that file here, and you have installed your first mod. Now you cannot use both mods at the same time because it will create a conflict and the game might crash. So I will just show you how the game works now. So as you can see, I have installed the mod and you can see the settings are still the same. Okay, so now as you can see,
all right, let's go.
When
I'll accompany you
before
there.
I was getting only 25 to 24 FPS, and now I'm getting 33 to 34 FPS, which I was basically getting on low settings, and there is no visual difference. There is no noticeable visual difference. There will be some here. You can get somewhere around 45 to 50 with these settings and the optimization file without recording. 45 to 50
I set up
most
these
of the
grapple
time.
shortcuts. Nice, huh? Don't tell your sister though. I sort of borrowed the hooks from the Expedition Academy. Wish I had them when I was working as a courier.
And there is no stuttering as well. Okay, so now I will show you the other mod. It is similar to this one, but it actually lowers the visual quality to a somewhat, like, it will not actually make it look potato, but it will lower the visual quality quite a bit. So I will show you that now. So as you can see, I have deleted the previous mod, and now I will use the boosted one. And just like that, it's installed, and now I will show you the performance. So as you can see, we are still on the same settings. I will tell you to not save them every time because first of all it's already saved and it might create some changes in the mod. So I will suggest you to not select yes, select no. And as you can see, the game still looks good.
Alright, let's go.
Like there
I'll
are some
accompany you
visual
there.
differences that I can
Are you
tell.
ready to see her
Like
again?
there is some lighting differences.
Been ready.
But it is running at 43 to 44 FPS on the same settings. There's some shadow inconsistencies as well. But still, if you have an older system, it can make it very well playable on your system. So as you can see, I'm getting around 40 FPS, and without recording, you can easily get
I set
16
up these grapple
FPS most of the
shortcuts.
times with these
Nice,
settings
huh?
and mod.
Don't tell your sister though. I sort of borrowed the hooks from the Expedition Academy.
Okay,
Wish I had them when I
now
was working as a courier.
for the third mod, which is not a free mod basically, for that you have to purchase that. That's an application called Lossless Scaling. It basically what it does is basically it applies a type of frame gen on games which actually doesn't support frame gen, or you have an card which doesn't have frame gen like uh, RTX 3050 series or RX, the older RX series. For that lossless scaling, you can download lossless scaling from Steam. It's somewhere around $3 to $4 most of the time, which is 250 rupees in Indian currency. So I will show you how to use that as well. So this is lossless scaling, and to use this you have to run your game in borderless window, not on full screen, because then it won't capture the screen. And this is completely safe because it is available on Steam, and this is not free unfortunately. And to use this, what you have to do, first of all you have to select a type of scaling which you will use. And yeah, by the way, I will be turning off MSI to use this because this kind of conflicts with MSI Afterburner. So I will use the performance mode that this one has, like they see this one. First of all, scaling, you can choose LS1 or FSR or something which you prefer, which you can try out each one of them. I personally use LS1. Sharpness, then again you can select the how much sharp you want your image to be. Then comes the mode. You have to select it auto, aspect ratio, auto and aspect ratio, not full screen. Then leave all of them as it is. Just turn on in this one with whatever GPU you have and leave everything as it is. Then comes here frame generation type. You have to use the latest one. Like currently the latest one is FrameGen 3.0. Mode fixed, not adaptive. Fixed, and then use for multiplier 2, because when you use somewhere like 4 or 5 or anything more than 2, it will kind of include some kind of latency issues, input latency, because your base FPS will be low and it will be upscaling that to multiplying that to 2 times. So basically if I'm getting 46 right now, I will be getting somewhere around 70 to 80. And leave everything as it is. As you can see, DXG and everything as it is. Don't mess with anything else. Now what you have to do is use scale, which have a 5-second timer, and turn on your game. It will flicker once and the frame gen is on. As you can see, our base FPS has dropped a bit because when you turn on frame gen, it uses a bit of your GPU power, so it reduces a bit of your FPS. I will just turn off this one. So where is the performance mode? I think the performance mode didn't work well. Wait a second. Performance mode is on. I have to use it again. Yeah, as you can see, I'm getting 60 to 70 FPS with frame gen. And if you are using lossless scaling, you can use the previous mod and not this one. And there
Come on,
is
good stuff.
no
Speed up a
input
bit.
latency because my
Sophie
base
will have already
FPS is
demolished by the time
usable
you've
enough.
arrived.
My head.
And you can use the lossless scaling on any game you like, not just this one. On any game.
Can't believe Sophie already turned 33.
So as you can
She
see,
looks so much younger
I'm getting
than you.
50 to 43 FPS.
Thanks.
She's popular. I'm sure she already has a necklace full of flowers.
I can imagine.
You will obviously get most, like somewhere around 70 to 75 most of the time without recording. So these are my settings and mods which you can use to make the game more playable on your system if you don't have a very beefy system like mine. And thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, or more like it helped you. So please suggest more games for me to test, and do subscribe and like, because that helps me a lot and kind of motivates me to put out more videos. Although I'm sorry that I don't upload a video on a regular basis, because I do kind of get busy in my studies as well, so that's why I only upload approximately one video per week. That is what I can do right now. Once I get free from my studies, I will upload more. So please support me for the time being and for times to come. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.